Hey everyone, my name is Sarah and 3.5 years ago I moved into this camper by the woods, and 3 years ago I quit my 9-to-5 jobs to get a dog, to live by the forest side intentionally, sustainably and balanced, following my passions. And something that some people sometimes ask me is, are you so reckless? Don't you think about your retirement, and don't you think about your pension? How do you think that's gonna work out? And this is what we are going to discuss in the video after the short intro. It's the norm in today's society to work your whole life a 9-to-5. Most people don't even like to live for the weekends and to have the money to afford a life that is according to normal standards, a life where you need a lot of money to buy a house that you pay off your whole life and to have many things that give you a dopamine rush but don't fulfill you in the long term, to be in the hamster wheel. You retire and there's not much to do. I figured out for myself a few years ago that this system doesn't work out for me, also because I had a burnout, which I'm extremely thankful for, because it just got me out of the thinking that I need to do it the normal way and made me question so many things over the last years that I got so many answers for. So the short answer is that my passions can one day pay my rent, and also I plan on doing or following my passions my whole lifetime, and not only till I turn 67ish, because my passions are my passions, even though they may evolve or even change in the next 30-40 years. I think we as humans need a project our whole lifetime, something to do, something that brings value to us. I don't think it's any kind of healthy to at one day just stop doing anything and just chilling out for the rest of your life. But I am a very, very big fan of balance. And this being said, let's dive a little bit deeper. So I live in this stationary camper for 3.5 years now, and I rented a small property at a campsite with a garden, which works out pretty well for me. I'm just not the travel kind of girl. I work 20 hours a week in an office job to still have a stable income that is very able to finance my whole lifestyle. There's a video that I made about that, which I will link in the description, where I talk exactly about how much money I get and what I spend on which things. I live on a small budget while still living extremely luxurious to my standards, and this life is something that really fulfills me. I get to live alongside nature and I get to follow my passions, which are making YouTube videos or making music. I also have a lot of time to reflect and to rest and to follow my hobbies, so balance is already a very big part of my day-to-day life. So following my passion is something that really might someday give me even more of money to play with and more money to pay my rent. So I have this baseline of money now from my office job, but I have all the time in the world to build this YouTube channel, to do my music, and I don't know when or if I'm ever going to get a lot of money out of this, but I don't have any time limits on this. And following your passions consistently for years and dozens of years, usually if they are really what aligns with you, is something that is going to give you money over time. And no matter what it is, if it's a creative thing or something completely different. And if you continue following your passions in an older age, which will make you so much more happy than just quitting every to-do and just sitting around and rethinking your whole life choices, or I don't know what you do when you have nothing to do. My passions can very well give me a passive income also at a certain age. I can just completely profit from making the choices that I made 3 years ago and choosing this lifestyle, and I'm able to live out of something one day that really fulfills me, while on the way still having a baseline income that just covers my basic needs and what I personally really want. Also, as a person who really loves living minimalistically, not because I need to, but because it was a choice for me, everything just links together. I already know what it's like to live with not that much money, and I really enjoy this process, and I don't need more, and so my living standards are not extremely high, which also benefits this whole concept. And of course, investing in your passions can also one day lead to you having more money to maybe get a retirement account or to just store some money for later. These are of course also options that you would never have with a 9-to-5, where you get just the same amount of money the whole time you work there. Maybe sometimes you get a little more money, but then we have also inflation, so usually that system doesn't pay off long term, I think. So let's talk about the worst case scenario, what can happen. The worst case scenario that can happen is you quit your 9-to-5, you maybe work half-time, you follow your passions, you live minimalistically, and you have a balanced and fulfilled life. But the worst thing that can happen is you never get money from these passions, and you follow them for years, for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you never see €1 in your bank account from that. Along the way, you will have the time to reflect yourself because you chose a different life model, so you will have other solutions to solve problems very generally, I believe. Also, you learned skills from what you did over these years, and you can turn these skills into another idea of income or get another job somewhere where you feel more fulfilled than in the 9-to-5 you just learned. You build up skills over so many years, and you can really use them to do something that will guarantee you an income. Also, you probably already learned to live minimalistically, and it's not a downgrade for you to still live minimalistically when you retire. But if that's the worst case scenario, it's not that bad now, is it? Living a balanced life, following your passions, having time for your hobbies. Actually, doesn't that sound great even in the worst case scenario? For me, it actually does. And the best part is that the chances are much higher that another scenario will happen, a scenario where you will at least earn some money from your passions and where you live a balanced life around what you love. And doesn't that just sound completely fantastic? I don't know what the future will bring and if my life will maybe change one day, but what I do know is that the way it is now, it is everything I wanted for so many years, and I'm so happy that I took this path for myself. And in the end of the day, isn't this all we really have? The here, the now, this moment. I really believe that beautiful things happen when you take your time for the things that you really enjoy in this lifetime. Not just the things that distract you for a moment or for a while, but the things that really fill your heart with deep, deep joy. That make you feel proud of yourself and that make you feel balanced in your whole body. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.